guys, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. There was a magnitude 5.3 earthquake there in Russia near the Mongolia border. I believe it was 8:53 a.m. local time. And EMSC originally said it was a 5.1. USGS said it was a 4.9. Let me bring this down so you can see. I got a magnitude 5.3. You can see it there at the bottom. MD 5.36. And let's go back up and look at the seismic signature. Right there. Here on Google Earth, it was in the middle of Baikal Lake. It's a rift zone. Let me bring it out so you can see that. Back in 1905, there was a very large earthquake, the largest one considered for an intercontinental quake, an 8.3. This is an area of spreading. In 1862, there was a 7.5 close to the same location. In 2020, a 5.5 right there. And then let's see what we got here. We got a 6.8, a 6.7. That was when, let's see here, last year, January 11th for the 6.7. And then the 6.8, that was also on January 11th of last year. The 1905 earthquake, like I said, that was the largest earthquake, intercontinental earthquake. It had a rupture zone of 375 kilometers. So that would be about 233 miles. EMSC had a lot of reports. 37 miles northwest, or 37 kilometers, says was a powerful shock and aftershock a little bit later. Another one, 66 kilometers, which is about 41 miles west. It said it was shaking for a long time. A rumble is heard in the apartment. 90 kilometers west, which is about 56 miles. There was also reports of power outage. We live in our own house and it shook very well. Another one says here, strongly shaking, cabinets were moving. Let me show you something. Here we have a video. You can see here at the top. It says 8:54 a.m. and I'll hit play and you can actually see the stove here moving. I don't know where this occurred at, but how many miles it was from the earthquake. Watch the stove. It actually jiggles back and forth here on the counter. The plants don't fall over. Let me bring this over. Like I said, there was reports of power outages. The door came open also during this earthquake. Let me bring it over and I'll show you. It doesn't look like it was latched securely. Let me hit play here and you can see it came open. Well, wait a second. There's the earthquake. And there's the door swinging open. Oh, I guess that was actually a lock. The handle to open the door. Yeah, and that's why it came open. Here's a report that was on Twitter. It says at 8:54 a.m. the inhabitants of region felt the earthquake. Sorry for pronouncing it wrong. The epicenter intensity are currently being set by specialists. Eyewitness report that houses and earthquake on whatever were de-energized, meaning they lost power is what they did. Here's another image that was posted on Twitter of the earthquake. USGS does not have a moment tensor ball for this earthquake. The fault area does have a left lateral movement, but like I said, this is spreading. Normally when you have a rift zone, which it has spreading, there is volcanism, but there is no signs of any type of past volcanoes in this area. But there is hot springs. Another report on EMSC, about 59 miles southeast, said the third floor strongly must have shook. Another one, third floor, shook violently. Even the light went out for a second. I said there was power outages. Strongly shook for a long time. That was 100 kilometers west, which would be about 60 miles. Strongly shook for a long time. Shook quite well, like an alarm clock. Another one, near the airport, a private house, one story. Strong push as if a wave had passed through the walls. Another one, normally it shook like that. In a one-story building, it felt good. So I guess they feel a lot of earthquakes there. Plowable. First floor, the kitchen cabinet doors slammed shut. It shook a lot. That was also 100 kilometers. Lasted about 1 minute. Shook violently. There's probably about 90 some reports on here. Rocked well. Now this person said that they thought it was probably a magnitude 5 or 6. Shook well. Now originally they said it was a 5.9 and it was downgraded to a 5.1. And I come up with a 5.3. And USGS says it was a 4.9. Let's see. Okay. Rocked strongly. So they're in about 83 miles west. It said the walls and furniture were shaking on the second floor. A good shaker. It shook. No growth. Usually a rumble from afar, but here it's something quiet. It wasn't even immediately clear. It was shaking. That was 124 kilometers. Another report, 128 kilometers east. So that would be about 79 miles, and it's in English. It was a good minute or two. My bed was like shaking, chandelier a little bit too. Actually, I thought it was a bomb or something, because president of our country is in a dishonest war with a civil Ukrainians. Yeah. Another report says, I woke up from a sharp push. The chandelier was shaking. A little panic. A lack of understanding of what to do. They don't know what to do with earthquakes, do they? Get under something strong. But everything immediately subsided. And there was no repeats. Yeah, are you guys earthquake prepared? Here in the U.S., I think a lot of people are. Another report from Russia, about 82 miles west. It says normal on the second floor. It was as if someone had pushed me hard in the back. Now this was about 88 miles northwest, also in Russia. It says crumbling plaster in the gym. So yeah, I'm sure there's probably some damage. Like I said, yeah, power went out. Walls are shaking strongly for a long time. Saying they thought it was a magnitude 5 and they were on the third floor. Yeah, in Russia. All right, this is about 88 miles northwest, and it is in English. 2 distinct blasts. First, one small, as if a pre-shock wave. And after a few seconds came a second one. It was more prolonged than the first one and more intense. My bed was shaking as well. All that lasted less than a minute. We got another one. Shook a little. The entrance hall and the counter went to dance on the first floor. Well, this one knows what to do during an earthquake. It was 168 kilometers northwest, which would be about 104 miles. It said 2 shocks. It shook normally on the 5th floor. I already climbed under the table, so they know what to do in an earthquake. Now there was a foreshock, which would be this one right here. But let's see, it was actually probably, let's see here, a good hour before, the larger one. Let's take a look at that. That comes in at least as a magnitude 4.8, and I'll show you the signature. Okay, So let's go to the signature. And you can see, let me pull this over. Yeah, we got movement here. Oh, and it goes on. And then it settles down over here. Let me close this. See how it settled down? And then the main shock, the 5.3 came in over here. Yeah, interesting. What's going on over here? Let's take a look at the spectrogram. We'll just pull it over. Interesting. And go here. Pull it over. Oops, went off the line. I'm sorry. And then we got some really good shaking started here. Let's take a look at the seismic signature. See that? Let's extract that. Yeah, harmonic tremors. Like I said, there is volcanism there, but there is no volcanoes. They do have hot springs. Yeah, that's through there. See that? And we'll pull it over and it settled down. And then prior to the earthquake, let me pull it up. A few minutes. Let's see, we'll go there. And then we'll go there. And we'll extract that. And then it came in. Interesting. There is some little, I'll have to close that. Some more movement here. Yeah, that's tectonic in movement. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the files. Let's extract that. Yeah, rounded. There's pointed ones though, but rounded and pointed. This is what it's currently showing on the live stream. And we'll come over here and we'll go back another 4 hours. I really didn't see any aftershocks on here. Yeah, which is unusual. You know, there's some little stuff. There's the quake. Oh, let me bring this down. See, and that's the foreshock right there. Probably, yeah, a good hour, because it's maybe 2 hours. You can see the time here, 2200 hours. And then, I'll pull it down. Oh, maybe 3 hours. Yeah, here they thought it was bombs going off. Anyways, yeah, it just shows you not everyone's for the war. Please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, please stay safe. And I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.